What's up, guys? It is Jonathan with One Big Impact, and I'm gonna go get my glasses because I don't like how my head looks. So today is going to be a very different type of video than I'm used to making. By the way, I've noticed in times of late, due to stress and different things, I'll talk about that in a later video. This video is on, and I'm going to really focus on not trying to cry, because I don't want this to be a crying video. As you know, it's been about a month since I lost Boo, and he's my best friend, and this is a video on how to deal with losing a child. I'm not a counselor, and I'm not certified in any of the things that I don't know. I know that there's other people out there that are suffering, and I want to talk to them, to you. Don't get some weird thing and start messaging me on the internet and stuff like that. I mean, you can, okay? I would like to first start by saying something that I know that is probably extremely prevalent when you lose a child is thoughts of, well, the first one would be that you probably don't want to be alive anymore because you lost your child. I know of people that have lost their children. One was my mom. My brother committed suicide. I believe he was like 24, and that happened when I was like 16, and he was like a dad to me. So I saw the stuff that she had to go through because of it, and it was very difficult for her. And I never understood it. I was always mad at my brother because of it, and never, losing a brother is not like losing a child. After losing Boo, still I'm currently in, I don't know what stage or whatever. I don't know how that works. I think one of the hardest things for me right now, and one of the best things, is being here. Let me backtrack. I'm sorry. This is not like a scheduled. I'm just talking. The thoughts that you may have of harming yourself or ending your life or whatever, never act on those. They're just thoughts, and you need to get help. I know because I have mental illness and stuff like that, so it's difficult. And I think when things like this happen, whether it's drug related or self-harm or whatever it is, they're going to be difficult, but you also have to do your best to pay attention to if those things happen in your family. That could be an issue with you as well. So get help. There's definitely people out there that will help you. Keep family close if you're family oriented. If you're not, do what works for you. There's no wrong or right way to handle stuff. Don't let anybody tell you, as long as you're not hurting yourself or others, don't let anybody tell you that you're doing something wrong, because hey, my ears need to pop. I want to show you a couple things. The Boo always hated the cops. He's a teenager. That's the way it is, right? They sent him a card the other day. You know, my condolences for your family, Mesa Police Department. I always told him that even though we don't have money, you know, he always hated rich people, and we've always kind of struggled. And I always told him, you know, just because somebody has a different situation doesn't make them a bad person. And you shouldn't think of them poorly because of the circumstance that they have versus what we have. You know, there's good and bad in every realm. Gina, my client, gave me a book about grieving. And Gina, I'm sorry, but I don't want to open it. I deal with a lot of my things in my life with out of sight, out of mind. Being here in this house where me, Isaiah, and Elijah, and my mom have lived for quite a few years is difficult. The last few days, I think it happened twice this week. Well, the first time, I went to go tell Boo something. And of course, he wasn't going to be there. I walk by his room every day to get to my room, and I say that's hard for the fact that it's quiet and I can't just reach out and talk to him. I mean, I can, you know, I get it. But it's also beneficial, I know, because it's a constant reminder of somebody that's extremely special to me. And like the first thing I wanted to do was run away. And never come back, you know? And I don't think we'll ever understand why these things happen, but I think in general, I watched a TED Talk a few months back, and it was about death. It was about the unhealthy relationship that we in the United States of America have with death. That it's not okay, and all these things. When Boo was in his casket, I stayed with him for a really long time after the viewing. And I wasn't scared to be around him. the idea of the video is to help maybe create coping mechanisms for the things that you're going through. You guys know I'm bipolar, and I just say that because I try to remind myself of different types of situations that could potentially be steered because of that. It's Christmas time. A lot of people are affected with seasonal affective disorder, or whatever it's called, like meaning getting sad around the holidays. It was Boo's favorite time, and I'm not going to get sad. I'm going to do my best because it was a happy time for him, so it should be a happy time for me. Some things that I've been doing, aside from this book, I just don't want to sink right now, and I'm very susceptible to, I feel like I'm okay. I don't want that to sound weird. I feel stable. I don't know if anybody can relate to what that means. Obviously, like, every day is a little bit more difficult than I probably imagined life could be. But I'm using Isaiah and this situation and myself to, I don't know if it's like a learning process or the amount that he's taught me, whether it's about myself or the things that I needed to improve, or the things that, like, the things that he had. So when you look at somebody and, like, you idolize somebody, or you have somebody that you look up to, you try to mirror the behavior. They say you should try to mirror the behaviors to become more like that person. And the more you become like that person, you'll let the negative things go that you don't like about yourself. Meaning, like, when you idolize somebody, it's because you idolize behaviors that they have, whether it's like communication or whatever things that you like about them. It's because of the way they present themselves. Or those can sometimes be the things that you like about yourself, and you see them in somebody else. Now, vice versa, that's the same thing. When you don't like something about somebody, a lot of the times it's because it's something that you don't like about yourself, and you see that. So on both ends of the spectrum, I'm doing my best to understand the things that I want to create more of, like Boo, Isaiah. Boo, he hates when I'm calling Boo, but he fell in love with it, I think. Finally. There's videos of him getting mad at me, calling him Boo. PlayStation video on my YouTube. And I am doing my best to be more like him in a lot of different ways, as far as more loving, more open, more affectionate, a lot of different platforms. And then I'm also trying to take the things that we argued about or we fought about and stuff, or had problems with, and look deep into myself, because the issues weren't with somebody else, they were with myself. And obviously, if it's my child, those could have been passed on to that person. So I'm trying to grow through this rather than die through this. I never thought that I would really even ever have to think about something like this. it happens unexpectedly for the most part for most people. And some of the coping mechanisms that I've been using, get to the point, Jonathan, have been today. I'll tell you the one today that I'm trying to do. I fell apart and stopped cleaning up my environment, and I'm going to get back to that. I'm going to get back to trying to create a decluttered environment. Today I used about 5 solid hours and rewrote all my clients' programs. So warning to all my clients, y'all got something new coming. That took a lot of focus. That took a lot of discipline to sit there. I'll be honest, like I even wrote a list of the things and the names and everything. Oh, I didn't cross the last one off. And I had to do all of them. And I kept telling myself, no, just do one, just do two, and then you'll come back later. The reality is I wouldn't come back later. And I focused and got them done. And how that ties into my environment is if I have a cluttered mind, if I have a cluttered environment, I'm going to have a cluttered mind, and I'm going to have a difficulty focusing and completing things. So I know to have a clear mind and deal with the situation at hand of what's happening, then it's really important for me to have a positive environment in order to get positive results from. The reason I'm saying that is because there's like 4 or 5 things that I've been trying to focus on lately. Reading, exercise, eating right, my water, believe it or not, that's actually a major focus right now. And today, making my environment nicer, and also getting people out of my life that are not conducive to positive mental energy. I've been reading some stuff, and so what I've been doing is I've taken these books right here every morning. I'm slacking today, by the way. I got some other stuff done, but I'm clearly lagging on this. I'm only done with 1 book so far, and I'm making a video. And I've already been up for like 10 hours since midnight because I went to sleep super early last night. But anyway, so I'm focusing on exercise because it's helping me create positive mental expulsion, I guess. Expelling serotonins, dopamines, whatever they are, and feeling good. I had the best workout the other day that I've had in months, and it was really nice. I'm still freaking sore from it. Still super sore from it. And it felt really good. There's not a single moment that doesn't go by that I don't think about Isaiah. Not one. Whether it's a song, it's a situation, it's a store, something in the bathroom, something in my bedroom. For me, I've asked my mom not to touch his stuff because I'm not really a sentimental person, but I like to imagine things. As they are, you know? So my suggestion is if you've lost a child or someone close to you, maybe leave their stuff the way it was for a little while, if that helps you. If the reverse helps you and you have to get rid of it, just make sure you think about it long and hard, because once you do, it's gone. I'm not ready to make that jump. I'm actually probably going to screw his door shut because I want it to stay like that for right now. I've even thought about going to sleep in his bed. My main focus right now is continuing to work on goals that make me grow. It's books. The other day I realized that I hadn't been reading. Today I realized that it's been a really long time since I've been putting quotes in the group. Healthy Living for Healthy Life, by the way, is our group on Facebook. We have another one called World Travelers. I've realized that the music I've listened to for quite some time is not conducive to a positive mental attitude with myself. I do want to still listen to some. I keep going back and forth, but I'm trying to listen to more motivational stuff. I'm trying to listen to more positive stuff. So, if I wrote these things down to explain them, books, marathon, exercise, clean, environment. Another thing is I'm trying to figure out how to, and there will be more of that, do more for people. I don't know if I'm going to incorporate that. I talked to powerlifting coach. Lifting coach. So if you look at this, it says quotes for the group, books, marathon is what I'm working on. I'm about 4 weeks out, 3 weeks. 2 weeks and 5 days out. 3 weeks and 5 days. Exercise, clean the environment in my room, and just overall do more for people, whether it's through a foundation creating it for Boo, or whether it's some person on the side of the road it doesn't matter. Powerlifting coach, that's something I'm focusing on too. What I'm getting at is stay busy, but also give yourself time as well. Like I said, there's no right way or wrong way to do this. And it's not even like a process that you have to do. You just have to know that you got to be strong. And that's what they would want, you know? It would be easy to do drugs and get wasted and just do some really dumb stuff. That would be easy. It really would. But I don't like to do what's easy. I like to do what's hard. Boo was so graceful to give me more strength. A lot of the times I go to YouTube and it's discouraging. It's discouraging for a lot of different reasons, but about 95% of the stuff that I see on there is really mean. And that can get at you, okay? Now I know, why the paparazzi get beat up and stuff. Not that I'm going to beat up paparazzi. Not that I even have paparazzi. But I can only imagine the hateful stuff that some of these stars have to deal with. And I think that eats at me. When I go there and I read my comments in the morning and stuff, it makes you not really look forward to it. And then if you do look forward to it, you end up getting sucked into it, and letting that affect your day. A lot of it, people out there that are probably going to eventually maybe watch this are going to have other people around them. As far as like family, friends, I'm not so much like that. I'm working on the friends thing. I'm working on that, because I know that it's conducive to a good positive life. But I'm not really family oriented. And I'm not saying that like I don't love my family. I'm appreciative of all their kindness and everything. It's just, I think I'm just a little bit different, And if you do have people around you, just make sure when you're going through a very difficult experience like this, just make sure that the people that are around you are really going to help with the process. I hate to say this in a messed up way or anything, but my mom's definitely not helping with the process. If anything, it's making it 10 times harder. Now, that being said, I can't, nor can you, have any impact on how other people deal with loss. They have to do what they have to do. But the reason I'm saying be careful about who you have around you is because if you're susceptible to, I don't know, maybe you got a drinking problem or a weed problem or something, some kind of drug problem or something like that, and that person thinks they're helping you, maybe they want to go take you out partying and have a good night or something like that. If you're strong enough, that might be okay. That might be good to kind of get your mind off. But if you're prone to those type of addictions or anything like that, that could go really sour. So know yourself, with what you're going through. And understand that just because somebody else has lost somebody does not mean that it's the same. You could have, my mom lost her son. I lost my son. And that's a weird thing to say now that I just said that. But it's not the same. And it's okay to for it not to be the same. They will understand, a pain a little bit more, but you're going to deal with things completely different than the way somebody else would because you're your own unique person. So if you don't feel comfortable, talking to family, you could go see a counselor. You could talk to, you can make videos. This helps me talk about it. You could even start like a Facebook support group for them. Something like that. I think the most important thing is that you just don't give up. You know? That's my little area behind me right there. That's Isaiah's little area. I'll put some more stuff there soon. The There's obviously some things I would want to change towards the end. You know, I tried a tough love approach with Isaiah, and I really did what I thought was best, and I don't know if it was. Obviously, there's a massive amount of guilt because of it. But one thing I'm really happy about is every time I saw Boo, I always stole a hug. You know how teenagers are, and you get kind of aggressive, and they don't want to hug you, and I took them anyway. All the time. In all reality, it was the only person I ever did hug. And besides his brother. So that's another thing I've been trying to do is get a little bit more hugs. Don't let guilt control you. Shoulda, coulda, wouldas. I think Isaiah, in the last few years, just maybe 4 or 5 years ago, maybe not even that long, we were getting food, asking for people for food on Craigslist, and Christmas presents and stuff. I don't know. It was some rough times, and then we got to be able to do things like go on vacations, and went to Mexico a few times, went to Cali, went to Maui. A lot of it was, you know, him paying for it too. I think I really instilled that into him, that he's got to pay for his own way. And he did that. And, you know, he bought his own braces. That's amazing. I still have not paid mine off. I'm late on the payment. Like 3 months late. I don't regret. We got to pull ourselves not all the way up before it happened, but far enough to where, like, you know, we can have things. I remember just like not that long ago, maybe a week or two before it happened, we went to the movies. Feels like yesterday. We went to Superstition Springs and we sat down and he threw a bitch fit because he was cold. And I was like, I told you should have brought your hoodie. So he gets all pissed off and he goes outside and sits in the car. Comes back in 5 minutes later and we were watching the movie. It's called Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And to be honest, I just wanted somebody to go to the movies with me because, I don't know, I was on a movie kick. He was a movie nut. Favorite movie was Friday. And we went, and he throws a big old bitch fit, and then goes outside, comes back in. We ended up sitting through the movie, and we both loved it. It was about like Charles Manson, and we didn't know it was going to be about that, and then we talked about it forever afterwards, and it was really cool. And he really was my friend. Is I think losing someone close to you is different than losing a child. I don't think we think of it, you know. I am actually also would like to thank Boo for letting me continue my reason of everything I do. I don't know if I've ever shared that with you guys. But the reasons I travel, the reasons I'm trying, the reasons I'm trying to do everything was to show my boys that no matter where we came from, we can still make it. We can still be successful, and we can still have good lives, and we can still be happy, and we can still see the world. We can still do all these things, and I'm here to break the mold. Because too many of us say this is the way it is, or we become disgruntled because I live on this side of the street with my mom in a trailer, but on the other side of the street there's $500,000 homes, and why can't I live there and be pissed off? And the reality is there's nothing to be pissed off about. You just got to keep going and keep working. Yeah, it's not common for coming from where I'm coming from to be able to do something like that. I understand that. And the chances of success are probably zero-ish. But I know that if I keep pushing and keep striving and I keep on, chasing my dreams, whether it's music or whether it's fitness or whether it's just helping others or making videos or acting or who knows what it would be someday. Because we don't know. We don't know where our journey goes. And those things are things that I've always wanted to do. today is my first day at guitar lessons. I don't know that I'm going to be able to afford them for long, but I'm going to make my best shot. I have 4 lessons over the course of the next month. They're 30 minutes each, and I'm going to make the best of them. And I got my guitar all cleaned up, and I'm gonna try, because I haven't tried ever because of worrying about what people think about me, or if I sound like crap or whatever, you know. And I'm not saying I'm going to become some great musician or anything like that. I've had so many instruments and I've never really known how to play. Something just tells me that I might be able to learn, and I might be okay. I mean, it's worth a shot, right? So, the moral of what I'm saying is stay busy, stay focused, create some goals. Don't just sit there. Because I will say on my downtime is the hard time. And it's not that you don't need to make time for that, because it's okay too. But just be careful, you know, about sinking into any type of depression, because especially if you're prone to that type of genetics in your family or anything like that, or predisposition depression, you need to be careful. And I'm actually saying this from the bottom of my heart, and this is a newly learned phrase. I never understood it before. If you are experiencing a loss, or somebody that you loved recently passed, I'm really sorry for your loss, because I didn't know what it meant before, and now I do. And I'll be completely honest, I'm probably pretty emotionally immature on a lot of different levels. But I'm working on it. I'm doing my best, and I wish that all of you do your best as well. I'm not sure if you're going to get anything from this video. I just know that I kind of wanted to share what I'm trying to focus on, and you know how I'm getting through, because it's very new for me, and every day seems to hit me in a different way right now. So if you want, I know there's other people in the group that have recently lost people, so that's difficult. If you want, share below what you're doing to cope with it. And I would appreciate, you know, no bad comments on these specific videos, but you can do what you want. You guys be stronger than excuses. Remember to spread love, not hate. Drink your damn water. Stay on track. # Team Boo. Have a beautiful day.